Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing today? Today is February 4th, 2024, a Sunday. I have a Patreon. This video is not to tell you that, but this video is instead to explain why I have a Patreon. Besides the general, oh, money is nice. Because, right, why does a streamer who's making 2 views, maybe, per stream needs a Patreon? Like, wait until you have at least 10, Darren. Jeez. I'll explain how I came to this decision, why, and yeah, just how and why, I guess, and how I plan to continue forward with my streaming career. Let's go back in time, because I like stories. Let's go back in time 2-ish years ago. I had a life coach. We had one call once a week for 3 months. Near the end of our stint together, I did this happiness exercise. I wrote down everything that makes me happy, and I had to compare each to every one until I came down to the top 5 things that make me happy. One of them was just talking to people one-on-one, having deep and meaningful conversations, helping people, and seeing people using that help to advance their lives. My life coach said, Darren, you should talk to your boss to see if you can get into a position that lets you do that. I'm like, I don't want to talk to my boss. And life coach was like, no, you should. I have been a boss to many people before and would have loved it if my employees came and said what you're going to say to your boss. And so I did. I said, hey, boss, I want something that does these things. Where do you think we can go? And he's like, you sound like you want to be an architect, a software architect. So he put me on the road to that. That was about 2 years ago. Now, fast forward to, I don't know, 6-7 months ago, finally got my antidepressant meds. Once they kicked in, after they kicked in, I came to the realization I don't want to be doing what I'm doing for the next 10 to 15 years to finally get to a software architect position. The position I'm in doesn't make me happy. The position I'm in, I can't do what I actually want to do. And I also have to listen to people, right? My managers tell their managers. Basically, work comes from top to bottom, and I kind of don't get to choose. I do get to choose by being like, hey, I want to do this project instead. I can move over to that project, but I'm still going to go, I don't want to do this. I've done this at every programming job, and I've been like, okay, something needs to change. But because I was still burnt out, I didn't do anything. Before I continue, I want to note that I am blessed to be in the position that I am, blessed with the job that I have, that it gets me enough where I can afford a house. I have my cars paid off. I have 3 cats. I can choose where I shop for food. And I understand that I am here because of other people. Emma is the MVP of this. Emma got me my job at U-Haul and my job at Retail Logbox, kicking off my software development career. Without Emma, I wouldn't be where I am now. Now, Emma, if you're watching, you might go, but Darren, you did the interview. Yeah, I made the interview good. I did the interview well, but you brokered the introduction. And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. So give yourself a pat on the back. Then I took a break from December 15th through January 15th, so a month. That month allowed me to recover from burnout, which took 2.5 weeks. But while recovering from burnout, I was able to take the idea of I want to do something different and apply it, write down my journal, figure out what I want to do, figure out how I'm going to do it, and even figure out why I want to do this in the first place. Because I want to quit my job, but I can't quit my job. Well, I could quit my job, but I don't want another ship to jump to, right? But I don't want to jump to another programming job because I don't enjoy programming for someone else. And during my time off, I made a goal that in 5 years, in 2029, I want to have enough money passively that I can quit my job if I want to. To me, that is a worthy endeavor so I can quit my job. So remember, life coach, happiness exercise. Boss said, let's be an architect. I was like, I don't want to be here for 10 years or 15 years to actually get to that position. And then I was like, all right, now at the break, I was able to decide and journal and go, okay, we're going to actually do something about this now. So now it's it's the present time. Not the present time. You still have more story to go through, right? So sure, I wanted to quit to have enough passive income, but well, why, right? If I achieve this goal, what do I want to do? Right? Why? What was the light at the end of the tunnel? And the light at the end of the tunnel was, well, the why. The why is because I want the freedom to follow impulses. Not, I'm going to buy so many things, but if I want to stream Final Fantasy 11, I can for a long period of time. If I want to go backpacking and see what the world has to offer, I can. If I want to speedrun Super Metroid and stream it, I can. If there are days where I just don't want to do anything, right? I get up and I don't want to do anything till noon, I can. This job, I can't. Right? I'm going to another drummer's beat, as they like to say. Creativity and exploration freedom. That's the why. The how is by making enough money passively where I can quit my job. But that's a really, really big goal. So the steps, which is taught as a software engineer, is to take a problem and divide it into smaller problems and keep dividing those smaller problems into smaller and smaller problems until you get to a problem that you know how to solve, which is what I did. My goal, passive income by 2029, is going to be supported by 5 pillars. Bot subscriptions, streaming subscriptions, Rent-A-Gamer, merchandise, and my podcast. Those five pillars are going to be set up in the first year, so until from now to 2025. And the goal is by the end of the first year, they should be making some money. Not enough to have me quit, but some money. So the ball gets rolling and then I can work off that. The first year is setting everything up, right? Because setting things up takes longer, because setting things up takes more time than if things have already been set up. So set things up first. Those are the 5 pillars. And now I want to go into more detail about these 5 pillars. And in this detail, you will hear me mention Patreon. So the first one is, if I can grab this, my bot. Inactive bot. I have a bot, an active bot. I can program, I can stream. Why not put the two together? And that's what I did. But wouldn't it be great though if I could sell it? Right? If I could make a production version and sell it. But Darren, Nightbot exists. Yeah, so it has to be better than Nightbot, obviously. But sell it or get a subscription base and be like, if you subscribe and you pay me a monthly fee, I can make you new things just for you. Custom actions, custom whatever, just for you. Wouldn't that be great? Right now, I'm in the process of getting to a stable production version. And then from there, I need to figure out, well, now what do I do with it? But it's in progress. The second pillar is streaming subscriptions, subs. This is where Patreon comes into play. So I stream to multiple platforms right now, YouTube and Twitch, hopefully more in the future. And I had 2 decisions if I wanted my viewers to subscribe. I could either have each person subscribe to their own service, because I don't see people switching services, or I could have one central location and everyone subscribes there. If people subscribe on their own locations, on their own services, then I can give them service benefits. Like, oh, you can use these emotes. Oh, you can do this. But then my question is, well, what if there's two services where the subscription costs the same, but one service has more benefits than the other? I don't really want to do that. So I decided to have it all in one place. Also, it means when people want to subscribe, they can just do it in one place, and no matter what platform they're on, if they do decide to switch, they get the same benefits. So, Patreon. I have a $5 tier, a $10 tier, and a $25 tier. Go ahead, take a look. Patreon.com/ActiveFireball. It's pretty great. And that is why a streamer that has like what, 2 viewers maybe, has a Patreon to help support this. Now, I do plan to add more things to the Patreon as time goes on. This is just, again, the first thing, and will most likely change in the future. I just had to get something down there and something that I'm okay with supporting. So go ahead, take a look. I can tell you right now, if you do the $10 one, you get access to a monthly party game with me and everyone else who is subscribing at $10 and $25. And as well, you get a free Active Fireball sticker in the mail, courtesy of me. The third pillar is called Rent-A-Gamer. Rent-A-Gamer is a gaming companionship service where you get to rent a gamer for 60 minutes at a time. But why? Well, if you're a parent and you want to get closer to your kids, like the good parent you are, but you don't know how to play video games, but they do, well, I can help you with that. I can teach you video games. I can help you learn. I can help you find what you like, learn the lingo. Let's say you're the other half of a couple that doesn't know how to play video games and the other half does. You can practice with me. I can help you. Or let's just say you just started an online game and none of your friends play it, but you want to play with someone, but not a random person. Well, there you go. That's what I'm here for. Rent-A-Gamer. This started when I was trying to find manuals for Disgaea because I was having a hard time in the main story. All the guides said, you shouldn't be having problems in the main story. If you are, you're doing something wrong. And I was like, well, then what am I doing wrong? Eventually, getting frustrated, I said, damn it, I wish there was someone I could pay to teach me how to play this game. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Huh. So that's how it started. And you might be thinking, but Darren, if you do Rent-A-Game, you're still going to have to work. And that's correct. But I get to do my own hours, and it's more of a one-on-one mentorship thing and not a boss telling me you have to work and you have to get this done. So I'm going to try it. Again, see what happens. I'm excited. The fourth pillar is merchandise. I have a lot of ideas that can be drawn out and made into a poster. I can't do art that well, but other people can. So I have, I think, the coffee art, the Phantasy Star Online art, and the Silver Protection art. And all of those can be sold on posters, mugs, shirts, sweaters. Sorry about that. But I need to set it up. And instead of having people just giving money and saying what they want, I want to set the whole entire process so somebody can go to a storefront, buy something, and I don't have to do anything about it. So drop shipping, you could say. The issue is, if I want to make a poster, there's many options for the poster. There's, do you want it matte? Do you want it gloss? Do you want it small or big or medium? And I don't know. And because if I don't know, I don't want to sell this to y'all and have a product that I'm not proud of. One thing I need to do that I haven't started yet, but I will, is actually getting an item from front to back. So ordering like different copies of the item, see what I like, setting up as a white hand delivery service, white glove delivery service, setting up a storefront, and then advertising it. And start there. And then once I get that done, I can easily add more items to it. I was thinking maybe like one art piece a month, like actually rotate it out. I think that would be quite fun to do. Get one art every month and rotate it out. Art piece of the month. I don't know, something like that. That seems really interesting. I don't know. The last pillar is my podcast. There you go. Podcast. I don't know how well you can see this, but podcast. I have a podcast. I don't know when I started it. I'm on, as of right now, on episode 6. And sure, the podcast can't make any money. I guess I could charge for podcast episodes. Or for secret podcast episodes. That's interesting. Anyway. And so I'm going down the quality over quantity route. And that means, for me, a high quality means a few things. Finding somebody who's passionate about what I want to talk about as well. So with Waldo, it was the inflection point. For somebody else, I can talk about perfectionism and using a ladder anxiety as a jumping off point. To talk about healer anxiety or tank anxiety or DPS anxiety in Final Fantasy XIV, just something like that. So they need to be like, oh my God, I want to talk about this. The second thing is I want to go over to where they are physically. A conversation is much different between a Zoom call, a Discord call, and being there in person. And not just being there, setting things up, doing the podcast and leaving, but getting there like 1 or 2 days ahead of time and just spending time with them, getting to know who they are, going on walks, maybe going to a coffee shop. So we don't have to get to know each other while we're doing the podcast. I did that with Lethargic Waldo on episode 6 of The Inflection Point, and it turned out super good. And once that's done, right, I do the editing and I post it. And my goal is 2 episodes a year. I'm currently working on finding somebody to talk with. We'll see what happens. But that's the idea. So with a podcast, it's, hey, Rent a Gamer's a thing. If you want to find me on Twitch, find me on Twitter, find me on YouTube, find me on wherever the fuck you can find Active Fireball. Those were the 5 pillars. Bot, subs, Rent Gamer, merchandise, and my podcast. And in the first year, all of these should be making some kind of money. Not the most money in the world, but some kind of money. That's the idea. And then after the first year, I have an idea board of other things I can do, like stream Final Fantasy XIV. I've always wanted to play that game. I did play it a little bit, but I stopped. Learn Super Metroid and speedrun that game. Catch up to Shiny Zenny. Learn StarCraft 2 or Stormgate whenever that comes out and be the best of the best and go to a tournament and win money. Do a Digimon card game tournament and win money. Get money for voice acting. Get money for something else that I forgot. And I'll make sure to keep you on the loop of where we are. Where is the progress? Because I like transparency. So that answers the question, why is a streamer that's making average of 2 views, average of 1 view really, per stream, open a Patreon? And it's because of my goal. It's because by 2029, I want to have enough passive income so I can quit my job. And considering I'm streaming and I've put a lot of time into streaming so far and I'm enjoying it, because of streaming, I can do things with my bot. Because of my program, I can make that better. Because I played video games, I can do Rent a Gamer. I found all these things. I'm like, I believe all of this can be worked together to achieve my goal. But where do you come in? You might be watching this and going, okay, cool. So you take my money and you benefit from it, right? No. I mean, sorry. Yes, right? I know that's super weird to say, but yes, totally do benefit. But it's not, okay, you give me money and you don't get anything out of it, right? Because if you decide to pay me $5 a month, that means the value you are gaining is more than the value you could gain by spending that $5 somewhere else. And that's the goal. With Patreon, that's the goal. With an ActiveBot, the goal is that, like, wow, somebody made me a bot. This is fucking awesome. with Rent Gamer, all this stuff, right? I want to explore and try so many things. This really isn't going anywhere, this conversation, but I thought it was going to go somewhere, but it's not. Because, right, if I can explore and go backpacking, I am more happy. And if I'm more happy, my streams are more happy. Rent a Gamer is more happy. Inactive, no, that's not really going anywhere either, is it? So it does sound a little bit mean and selfish, doesn't it? To go, well, here's my goal and I need you all. I need everyone's help. But I believe in you all. Because when people subscribe, they go, I'm okay with giving up this money because you're amazing and you're way better than this $5. And I want to be that person. I want to be so good that you don't mind giving up some of your money, some of your hard-earned money. And I want to be transparent about where that money is going to go. Sure, I enjoy collecting money like the next person. And I think, as my viewers, y'all, you all have the right to know what my plan is with this money. And the plan is to amass enough of it as a passive income stream to quit my job. And that's the end goal. If you would like to be part of this journey, consider subscribing to Patreon. You can access my little blogs there. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something there. I don't know what it is yet. You get to play games with me. You get basically more exclusive access to me. If you do not want to subscribe, considering telling your friends and family about me, consider listening to my podcast. There's so many things you can do. But if you want to join me on this journey, on this 5-year journey, please do. Because when January 2029 comes around, I want to be able to look back on this episode and go, yep, we made it. We made it, everyone. We made it. Gents, we made so much money. We have so many subscribers that I can quit my job. And that sounds amazing. And that sounds like a pipe dream. It sounds like a dream that I can't make come true, but I know I can because I am fucking awesome. I'm Darren Hone. I can do anything, right? I can do anything in the world. So this is what I'm going to do. And that's it. That is why a streamer currently with an average 1 view on when I stream set up a Patreon for a far off goal that I need your help with. I can guarantee with the more subscriptions that I have, with the more subscriptions to an active bot I have, with more merchandise that I'm selling, you all will get more content, higher quality content. That's the goal. How am I going to make it work if I haven't quit my job yet and give you more content? I don't know, but I'll figure it out as it happens. And that's about it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. I'll be happy to read them and answer them the best of my ability. What else? There's not really much else. I told you about the 5 pillars. Told you about that I went in the first year. They all need to make some money. And I told you, just want to be transparent. I want you to know what's going on. If you can join me on this dream, if you can join me on this journey, be part of something bigger than yourself, I will appreciate all the support you can give me. All the support you are willing to give me. And I'll make sure that it is not wasted. If you have any suggestions for subscription benefits, please let me know as well. Well, I believe that's it. It's always at the end of these, I just kind of want to keep talking for some reason. It was all my podcasts that I've done by myself. I was like, I just want to keep talking. now that I'm in the groove and I'm at the end, oh man, there's so many things I want to say. Not really though, because I did say what I wanted to say. So to recap again, by 2029, I want enough money passively so I can quit my job. Why? Because I want the freedom to explore and be creative. How? With my 5 pillars. And then after those 5 pillars have been established, start making them better. And then when they're established, start exploring other things. See what else I can do. The world is out there and I can take whatever I need. I just need to take it. I think with that out of the way, that's it. Everyone, thank you so very much for listening. I guess that's on YouTube, so thank you so very much for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, find my Patreon, www.activefireball, patreon.com/activefireball. Follow me on Twitch, subscribe to me on YouTube, do whatever actions on whatever platforms I'm on. Find me on Twitter, find me on Threads. Love you all, and thank you very much for your support.